In this session, Dr. Vasant Kiran will be explaining us about the Gurukula system and the repertoires of these beautiful dance forms.
Satvika. We just said how we should
Satvika,
look at the
yes.
history back and then we need to look at the future and make sure that it is kept safe for us. If you look at the olden days Gurukula system, we have compartmentalized the education. So, for example, in earlier days when everybody joined the Gurukula, he had to learn the science and arts and shloka, Sanskrita, Veda, archery, Sangeeta, Nritya, Shodashakalas. All of this made him a graduate. Later on, what we did, law, science, art, medical, arts, bere, commerce, bere, and then we put them in sequence also saying you're great, you're not, you're last. And arts probably came a little later, just to
Yeah.
be right. And in the same way, even in dance, what's happening is, in those days, one was called as a dancer only if he knew music, natya, dance, body, kept himself maintained, shastras, bhasha pravinyam, the way to talk, vachika, all of this, instrument violin. Now we have become so selected, and we have called ourselves as a dancer, and all of us are only worried about adding repertoires, adding items to ourselves, while instead of practicing. So we are not a wholesome artist if you do not get the art form in its original way. And let me tell it very clear to which means you need to have an idea about music. If you, when you sing now, I am not a singer. I have never learned music in my life. But this amount of singing for me is because I was mad about it. It was important for me to listen and connect the rasa, because every raga has a rasa, every bhava has a rasa, every instrument's particular way of moving the instrument on the instrument has a rasa. That's how they create different music to you and you feel different. Right? So
Yes.
every rasa can be created out of raga. So my request to dancers is compartmentalize ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೃತ್ಯ, we are a student of this. Abhinaya, we are a student of this. Probably the days will come when we say Alaripu, my guru was this. Jatiswaram, my guru was this. Shabdam, my guru was this. And then, while I said in a very lighter note, but that's happening and very sadly. Please
Yeah.
trust your gurus and allow them to explore your body fully, right from the beginning, and make sure that you get the art form in its purest form, and you be hell bent on making sure you get on the other parts of it, which is shastra, sangeeta, tala. Get a grip on it. The moment you say anything, you should have a control on that part of it. Now in Kuchipudi, ನಾಲ್ಗೆ ಹೊರಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ, ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. And our exercises, I still remember, I mean, terrible. So we used to have this bastis, kati bastis, basti ಮಾಡಬೇಕು
Okay.
100, ಬಡಿಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಬೇಕು. What all things used to happen very raw to make your body a non-complaining raw body. But today we have become very sophisticated, and we are lucky to probably get the things in our own way. And now everything is going online also. So I'm really worried if online will again change
Yes.
our stamina levels much down now. I think that's one
Yes.
disadvantage, but the only advantage is, just like we are doing now, we are at least able to connect with each others
Yeah.
and discuss
That's
something
true.
wonderful, and that's compartmentalization I meant.
So
Don't
I
separate
think,
them.
yes. And sir, I think as I mean, everybody, all the viewers will definitely agree with me, because the amount of respect we have got about all the art forms, and how much the great artists have been working so
Yes.
hard to maintain that pristine purity of that art form is so appreciable. I understand the meaning of it too much now. So
Yeah.
since I have been in conversation with you. So you are a person, sir, who is committed to take these two forms into a certain level of satisfaction, and you have been with this. You're working hard towards it, and you know the core values of it. So how has this changed your perspective towards life as an artist?
Yeah. I think I got a very hard slap, because in the society, you're surrounded by few things as a dancer. The first, the art form by itself. You're surrounded by its pressure of an art form. You're surrounded by dancers around you who want you or not want you. You're surrounded by students who use you or don't use you. You're surrounded by people who want you to become an artist or don't want you to become an artist. So we have the range of positivity and negativity around us all the time. And we
Yes.
usually tend to attract a lot of negative very commonly because we tend to fall
Yes.
for it, prey to it. All the artists, I think all of them have gone through this thing phase. I got a very hard hit very recently. That's about year and a half ago, when I really decided that um, everybody thought I was at the peak of my career and I'm making a lot of name for myself. I felt that this is the time that I need to go back and study more deeper. As I said, the inner journey. I started that inner journey a year and a half ago, where now I live in a small village called Lepakshi, much away from all the hustle bustles. With me, with the temple, every day I go temple, talk to the sculptures, talk to Veerabhadra, talk to a lot of things, and then I get answers. I do get answers, and I come back and experience for myself. And I feel the art form is getting a little more purified. Andre, we were very stuck with the worldly pleasures, which is important also, to be. But then, as I said, I'm after the sattva part of it. Hagagi, I'm searching for the sattva in both the art forms within me, not in anybody else. So that's why I feel I am becoming a student day by day, more eagerly, and so I am Shishya for life. When you introduce me as expert of that, this, no, I nullify all of that. I am only a Shishya, and every day when you come across and read something like this, it's a revelation, and which means that art can, until the last life and breath of yours, can continue to give you shocks and surprises and shocks and surprises. That art is any day bigger than a negligibly nanoscopic artist. So this artist must remember and walk together with the society, and that's a very important thing that one must remember in the mind to make sure that you go ahead with this.
Yes, sir. And I think we have learned a lot from you. And it is a destiny to even people need to be destined to even learn and understand the
Correct.
insights of the art.
It's
So,
a Sukrutam. It's a Purva Janma Sukrutam, and
yes,
what I say is there's nothing wrong in going to other gurus and learning from them, and etc. I mean, I think the world today is that every guru can add a little into you, and you can become somebody a little later. But then, keeping or being in the good books of the guru is very important. Very important. I
yes.
mean, I and your guru, Guru Shubhadananjay Garu, has had a lot of discussion on this part of it, and I feel it's so crucial. You don't have to go back to the guru, but the guru at least need to have a good opinion about you. It's very important. Guru Bhakti illa
Yes.
andre ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೇಲ್ ಲುಡುಕ್ ಬಿದ್ರೂ there is no use. You can have a job, you can have a salary, you can have gold, you can have everything great, but one thing kills inside you. So this art form is connected with spirituality so deep. You cannot disconnect that part. So
Yes.
this art form has spirituality. It also has entertainment, but the entertainment is also attained through spirituality only. That's the only way we can write the higher levels of the world. And Hagagi, let me really wish and congratulate all of you for making sure that you're a dancer. If there are any questions, I can probably take it, or somebody want to do. I again, when it comes to repertoire, I'll just explain the repertoire of it. Here we have Alaripu, Jatiswaram, Padavarnam. Then you have Kirtanam, Shabdam, Padam,
Shabdam.
Javali, Ashtapadis, and Tillana as the finishing in Mangalam.
Nadi.
Kuchipudi also, we have all, as per the Shastra, we have Ganesha, something we start with. We have Purva Rangam. We also have Jatiswaram. But Jatiswaram of ours is a little different than that of this. So, for example, now, this is what I've heard some of the senior artists telling me, that Jatiswaram andre Jatiswara continuous ಆಗಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. So what we now do in Bharatanatyam, for example, is sa ni da pa da ma ga re ni re ga sa ni re ga ma ga ma pa da ni sa. So you get da ni, there you get a jati.
Again.
But in Kuchipudi now, we get jati often, like Tari Jam Taganam Tarita Gita Danata Tajam Tanam the Kundari Tata Dinginatum Ditta Dimita Dimita Kitaka Ditta Dimita Dimita Kita Ditta Divita Dimita Kitaka Tadiginata 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 Jam Tajam Tarita Tarijam. There is like did then da pa ma pa da ni sa ni pa da ni sa ma ni sa. So there is a swara, then there is a jati, then there's swara, then there's jati. The next again correct. So that we have jati swaras also, but we also have swara jatis. There's Vasanta Swarajati that we do, and Vasanta Jatiswara is in Bharatanatyam anyways. There is nothing wrong in taking Jatiswaram and doing in this, but predominantly Athana Jatiswara you will see very common in Kuchipudi. I have also done a Rasali, one which I have kept as a quarantine challenge some days ago. I have also done some other Jatiswarams for the dance. Shabdams is a very predominant part of Kuchipudi. For Bharatanatyam is just a part of repertoire, but Shabdams is a very important part of it. So we have Janata Shabdam, Krishna Shabdam, Krishna Janata Shabdam, Rama Shabdam, Pattabhisheka Shabdam, Prahlada Shabdam, Manduka Shabdam, yeah, Mandodari. There are so many Shabdams. Otherwise, I have done Mahabharata Shabdam in the release. I have myself written and composed Mahabharata Shabdam, which is part of the CD. So the Shabdams are very storytelling things for us, and it goes very musical. Just like the musical also that Bharatanatyam Shabdam goes. Then we have Darus. Very important aspect in the Daru part, as the Shastra explains, there are sections called Darus. So there is Pravesha Daru, where a character Bharta introduce Martare. Then there is Nishkramana Daru, which is exit, introduction. Then there is Samvada Daru, where there is a conversation or a debate happening between. So there are a lot of Darus that we do, and Daru is important. Like Pravesha Darus, like Lakshmi Pravesham, Rukmini Pravesham, Parvati Pravesham, Bhama Pravesham, all of these Pravesha Darus. And similar to that of the depth of the content of probably Darus, we can have compared to Varnam on this side. So we have Pada Varnams in Bharatanatyam. Of course, today we have Tana Varnam, we have Swarajati Varnam, Swarajatis, we also have Darus in Bharatanatyam. So we also, sometimes there are a lot of controversies in Varnams, but I would request all of you to go back and study some of the traditional Varnams, which are fantastic, and to experience the thrill. Language is a must. I repeat, if you want to study Kuchipudi, Telugu is a must. It is Telugu and art form, and it is great advantage if you know Telugu. I don't say you should not learn if you're not a Telugite, but you always can learn Telugu. And that's an advantage. So, and that goes with other Bharatanatyam also. You should know Tamil, you should know Telugu, you should know Kannada, you should know Sanskrit, you should know Malayalam if possible, because there's extremely great, beautiful treasure of Malayalam scriptures for dance also. Whether it is Swati Tirunal or Iravan Nambi, or a lot of them have done it. Tamil has a big structure anyways. So this is the one. And then we have Pada Javalis. Pada Javalis are very common. Let me tell you very interestingly, Vedantam Lakshmi Narayan Shastri that I told you as a history, he is one of the first person to introduce women in Kuchipudi. That is early 20th century, or introduced by 1920s, that is when women, so otherwise they were no men. And it was Kanchanamala, Lanka Annapurneshwari, there were other names across the initial dances of women who were introduced into dance. This was and he was the first person to introduce plate and the pot. So we dance with the plate and pot, if you've seen. That's called Tarangam.
Tarangam. Okay? Tarangam, yes.
It is a myth saying that Kuchipudi andre plate mel kutkond dance madodu. I mean, just probably are dancing on the plate, which is not at all the case. That is one aspect of Kuchipudi. And Kuchipudi performance of 3 hours can go without plate also, and there is a lot of content to perform also. That is one my interest. But let me tell you how that got into, how that culture. For example, Kshetraya Padas are very, very beautifully done in Kuchipudi. Because Kshetraya belonged to Muva. And his Aradhya Daiva is Muva Gopala. Muva Gopala temple is in a place called Muva. Muva is the same mandala where Kuchipudi village is there. So it is about just few kilometers away that this temple is there. So Kshetraya was there. So it was easy for the Kuchipudi people to be available for this. So they were the first users of this, and Kuchipudi also a expert of Natya Shastra, and that's why he studied the Nayikas chapter of it, also from the later texts of it, from Abhinay Darpan and etc. He knew the Shastra of dance and studied and applied it in and wrote all of this based on the Nayikas to a level that he even has written Parakiya, Samanya, everything. You will see them with his Rauda, Nayikas, Shodasha Nayikas, Sakhis, Ashtasakhis. Based on all of this concept, he has written it. And so is Annamaya, also that you'll get a structure. So again, Telugu people were very close to that of the Tirupati, and Talapaka was a place. And Annamaya's concept of Shringara is brilliant. Annamaya's book on Shringara, somebody must study this. It is just amazing, just as beautiful as Shringara book of Bhojaraja that they've written, or Akbar Shah's. All of these books. On other side, when Tarangams are there, Tarangams are composed by taken from the book called Krishnalila Tarangani, who is composed by Yati Narayana Tirtha. Narayana Tirthagaru ಬರೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ತರಂಗಿಣಿಯಿಂದ ಬರೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ಹಾಡುಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ತರಂಗಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So please remember, only songs that is taken from this Taranga Krishnalila Tarangini are called as this. There are 13 adhyayas, 12 in proper, 13th one is miscellaneous. Close to about 143, 144 compositions come under that, and they are called as tarangas. So tarangagalu andre tarangas, the waves of Krishna that is spread across. It tells you about the various stories of Krishnas. And now why Kuchipudi people took it, probably. He Narayana Tirtha was born in in Kaza. Kaza is in Guntur district. Guntur is a neighboring district of Kuchipudi, very close by. And again, he was a Telugu poet and very close by available, and that is one reason. And second, also that it was, there was a times when Siddhendra Yogi went to Varanasi. There's one myth that says he went to Varanasi. There's another myth that says that he went to probably Udupi temple, and that's where he got his Diksha. Some says he spent time there and learned Sanskrit in Varanasi and came back again. So there was a lot of this Vaishnavism that was going on, and probably they picked up the Krishna. So Krishna's compositions are much more seen in Kuchipudi. Than that. But now I think we have been very impartial to all gods. We accept all of them together. But mere postures of Kuchipudi is different from that of Bharatanatyam. I will just maybe finish by giving some of the postures. When you look at Parvati, how we would do Parvati, so or any Devi for that matter, we would do or this, right? In Bharatanatyam, or predominantly, or we would be very straight doing it. But when you take Kuchipudi, see how beautifully they put it in. There is a Suchi Pada. In Shodasha Padas of Natya Shastra, there are 6. Yeah? So there is Anchita, Kunchita, Agratala, Sanchara, if you know. The 6th one is Shodasha Pada. So Suchi Pada. Suchi Pada is very points. So you have this. So Devi itself again is having this beautiful curving of the way you take Devi. So the way they use the body is so curving and very beautiful. But for example, this Kuchipudi Sambodhana is Bharatanatyam Tat Dhi. Right? How these small nuances you can differentiate this, right? And this your body goes that thing, ginnatum, that thing, ginnatum, that thing, ginnatum. There is a finishing, but in old style it is like this. Like the hands were kept this. Like that ginnatum, that ginnatum. Then in our style, he master did this, and there is Aramandi in Kuchipudi. People generally think there is no Aramandi in Kuchipudi. Kuchipudi has Aramandi and everything. Utlavanachari, Bhaumichari, Akashacharis, all of this very, very well exists in Kuchipudi also. So this is the difference. As I said, everything is about the approach, right? When you do ta-jam, ta-tiku, the jump, so this same the jump, Kuchipudi. So you do Dalal, Kutaka, Dhiku, Taka, Taki, Dinatong, Bharatanatyam. Right? Kuchipudi, Taka, Dinatong, Taka, Dinatong. So you already see that change in
Different.
the approach, the Nritta. So these are some of the differences. But again, Javalis, Padas, they're all common, but it's very theatrically done, very beautifully done in Kuchipudi. And of course, it's beautiful in Bharatanatyam. For me, I can't choose between both. To me, both are very, very good.
Yes, sir. So we have got a query from one of the viewers. So, what books do you suggest to study Bharatanatyam, the history of Bharatanatyam? I mean,
There are. I would request you to study many books of Bharatanatyam because that is when you will be able to compare. I can't say that this is one
one
great
particular.
grantha which is the true of Bharatanatyam anta. Maybe every book you study gives you different perspectives, but there is very common books like Understanding Bharatanatyam, Mrinalini Sarabhaiji from Darpana. There is Shastra wise, to understand basic ones, there is a series of books called Laghu Bharatam, which explains the things studied in a structure, right? There is again Marg Publications. Marg Publications had once done all of them. Mulk Rajananji and Sunil Kothari ji, Mohan Kokarji has added to a lot of it. If you want to really understand the depth, I'm talking about after understanding a little history, to understand the depth, I would like all of you to study Dr. Kapila Vatsyayan. She's approached dance from all the angles. There is no angle that she's left. So she's another person that one must read. And there are wonderful books also. On Abhinaya, again, there are many books where Kalanidhi Narayan Bami explains. Kanakareleji's Bhavani Rupana. Padwaka has written the Karna Prakarana, as well as there are other books that she keeps it. There, I think books-wise, I have about more than 350, 400 my own collection, which even after reading them, every day when I read a new book, I go more down. So there is this Atala, Vitala, Sutala, last is Patala. So I'm going down and down. My confidence only goes down to only understand that's
Understanding.
How deep is this? And the day you understood, the art form shows you another perspective, another color. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, Shringara, unknown word, you will need years to go deep. Rasa will take a lifetime. The word rasa to understand will take a lifetime. Rasa, bhava, iveredu artha madkondu differentiate madodrolage. And a lot of artists probably finish their life without understanding them.
Yes, that's yes.
Is there any questions that you have?
No, I think I need to recall each and every terms that you have used and each and every beautiful thing that you have told. The minute, those might sound minute, but it has its own, unique way of presenting an art form. I think I have to study more and more, even to be able to question you. Even to question and to think.
Very, very interestingly, when you come to post-independence, that is Devadasi Act abolition happened in October 1947, as if they were really waiting for independence. It was just about 2 months of what India got independence, where Dr. Muthulakshmi Reddy, who was then one of the pioneer doctors and one of the first women doctors of India, was also a cancer specialist from Royal School. She was a Devadasi. And she was the first of many in those days in Madras. She made sure that the anti-Devadasi abolition act against Devadasi happened and passed in 1947. The bill was passed, and then onwards you will see the great decline in that particular movement, and it spread on to the other art forms, and others and commoners also started picking up this art form, and it was available to everybody. This was one Devadasi part of it. In fact, Karnataka had its own Devadasi parampara. Andhra has its own parampara. It's called Kalavantulu. They were called as a Mezwani tradition, which they sit down and do even now. These are the traditions they follow. And also in Andhra, it was done a little later. Karnataka. So finally, it's only, I think, 1970s and 80s that it stopped all the Devadasi acts. So this was very crucial, change the perspective of this. So all of you must read Dr. Muthulakshmi Reddy and her contribution. You must read Bangalore Nagaratnama, our own Karnataka's pride, Bangalore Nagaratnama, who changed so many things and was first in many ways. And she was a fabulous artist. Her composition, we all do, Matada Baradeno, Maramatane as its body, that is by her. And so her contribution has been tremendous. History ಓದಬೇಕು. And then they are also amusing to give you a wonderful and different perspectives of what dance is, what dance was. And so and then you can think of whether what you're doing is correct or not. That is the one side of it. So that was a Devadasi part of it, and here also in Andhra everywhere. So simultaneous movements took on. So whoever was politically connected. So there was a time when Rukmini Devi Arundel existed simultaneously. Bala Saraswati Amma was doing fantastic. So both contributions are there. She was active performer in Rukmini ji, who took it to institutionalizing the dance. Went into a
Dance
structure of
forms.
and etc. And then Balama was traveling so vigorously and a fabulous. And she's the only dancer who is also Sangeeta Kalanidhi awardee and Nritya Chudamani awardee. She's the only dancer to get both musician award highest and dancer award highest. So we had such an examples, and simultaneously there was Swarna Saraswati existing. There were so many. Kandappa Natwanar, who was that for Palama. So there was simultaneous history. On meanwhile, we have Karnataka, Kolar Kittanna, Jattitayamma, Mugur Jejamma. They were all there, and we had Venkat Lakshamma. And today is Venkat Lakshma's birthday.
Birthday, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
so
sir. Today is her birthday.
happy birthday, Venkat Lakshamma.
And we have to, yes,
Give,
we have to remember her so much.
yeah,
And we have to be destined to get her,
yeah.
her
I
contribution
think
to the art.
I am a Pakka South Indian. I am born in Andhra. I am a Telgite. I am raised in Karnataka, and I owe so much to Karnataka. My dance training further in Madras happened in Madras, which means Tamil Nadu. Then my highest number of students, and my somehow I feel that's my home now is Kerala. I'm somehow associated to Kerala so much, and I speak all the four languages absolutely
Yes.
fluently. I think so, and I don't know what got into attention, this language skills is so important. And even if you need to study Abhinaya, you need to understand North India also has their Thumris, their Vidyapati's works.
Yeah.
There are also works in Marathas, which a lot of Shahji and Shahuji Maharaj during the Maratha period, you have written a lot of Maratha scriptures. I speak Marathi, that's why. And then I speak Hindi very well, and so I picked up those Hindi. So all of these probably together gives an artist a different perspective, a fresh, a beautiful depth perspective. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು. We should try to dig deep. Yeah.
Deeper and
So
deeper.
we are all happy surface. Sometimes the moment we reach surface, we are so happy we feel, we are Padma Shri. While any Padma Shri is just a beginning of you being responsible.
That's true. So that's so true. We need to keep learning. There's no end to learning. There's no end
No.
to gaining knowledge. Yes. So even
I don't
even
know
the
what
minute thing has so much of.
correct. I don't even
Yes,
know how
sir.
much I spoke, what I spoke, because there's no written notes, or as such, I haven't done anything of that sort. So I don't know how much I came and how much should I have spoken, but I hope I did justice to. Is there any more questions? Anybody asked?
Uh, no, sir. I think you have spoken so much in depth about the subject that there's no questions left now.
No,
I think
there is always.
I will, because why am I saying that is I need to get that knowledge to ask you the proper questions. I need to get the knowledge first. I need to recall each and everything you have just spoken about. I need to go through each and everything, the books you have told, the dance, the way they perform dance. I need to go in depth and then come back to you and ask questions.
No, I'm first of all
And I'm
sorry
so
that
happy.
our talk got delayed so long. It was to be happening long
It's
back,
okay.
but I think it had to
It's
come in the
okay.
right time. I see
Yes,
another question by
it came in the
somebody.
right time.
Is it necessary for me to practice Kuchipudi every day? If it is so, then where can I start practicing? I said, Keith, please go back and start practicing from the core of Kuchipudi, from nothingness, then to somethingness, then to everythingness, if the life time is enough. But please start with basics. Please remember, if without basics you cannot jump anywhere. If you will not reach anywhere. Picking up items is the most easiest thing that one can do, probably. But then what about the depth of the composition? And that comes with basics. Your body has to be there, it has to be there. Your body has to finish, it has to finish. It cannot compromise by falling down. We used to get in the elbows. Our gurus used to beat in elbows, knuckles. These are the places, because those pains you will never forget.
Never
So
forget, yes.
today it won't happen. We don't beat anybody. But then
Yeah.
give me a chance, I would love to.
It was a rigorous training at that time.
Yes.
I remember everybody saying that.
So basically, that's why even today, whether I'm well or not well or whatever, if you're dancing, then you dance well, or you don't dance. And that's why people like Vaijanti Mala, Chandru Anna, even at 80 plus, 84, 85, what kind of an Aramandi, what kind of a dancing? So they are
Yes.
all Gandharvas. That's why I feel people like Venkatachana Satyan, Kelucharan Mohapatra ji, Birju Maharaj, see, these Vedanta Satyanarayana Sharma, all of these people are the Nataraja Geddegalu, Telangas, bells. They just fell on the earth and they did their job and they will go back to him.
I think the way you are describing things is so beautiful. I think the way you are describing it is so beautiful, sir. And
Thank you.
even I've heard that there were days where disciples were made just to observe for so many months, so many in an year, just to observe the dance before even
I,
starting with the Adavu.
I owe my credit of my Bharatanatyam's basics strong. And when I took to Kuchipudi, I was already a Bharatanatyam dancer. So I took to Bharatanatyam. My strength of Bharatanatyam, depth of basics, is because of Guru Mandakiri Udupi. I'm sure nobody would remember this Guru today. She's from Dharwad. And what training? She used to be thin, sleek, short. She used to get on your thighs. In Uttar Karnataka language, hey, kundar,
Yeah.
so she used to climb with the knees and beat you and tap you and make sure she brings into, and then we realize the value of that so much later in life, saying that, oh
So
my
much
God.
later.
So I remember her so often, all the time, for giving every basics. Every guru of mine have contributed to them, all gurus, and I cannot forget and I cannot be thankful. And I've never probably had a chance to fight or be upset on my gurus. And I have no regrets to have gone to anybody in my life. I'm very happy to be connected to all of them.
That shows how good human being you are. Because
No,
when so much you have understood so much.
we are nothing without gurus. And if any day, if we feel
Yeah.
that we are something without gurus, then that's the day you start falling
That's
down.
the end of the
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Yes, that's
We have
true.
always
We need to
discussed
be
that
true.
part of it also. Yes,
Yes.
that's great.
Yes.
So thank you so much. Then if there is any more questions, you can all write to me in my page, or
Always.
I would definitely love to answer back. And all of you, please support Mrudula for this wonderful initiative she has taken. Talk on Muziarts. She herself is a wonderful dancer who is a disciple of a wonderful guru and my very dear friend, Guru Shubha Dhananjay ji. And I would request all of you to send your supports to her. And please keep me in your prayers and also bless me. And whatever I have
Thank
said,
you.
if there are any mistakes in that, I am fully responsible and I'm apologizing for that. And if there is anything that you think it was interesting, I'm thankful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Okay.
so much, sir. It's an honor to even talk to you, and you accepted to be my guest, and I think it's one of the honor and privilege for me to do this. So I thank you
Yes.
so much, sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much, and I thank all the
Final,
viewers.
thank you, viewers. And my final statement is, you can choose dance, but you will be called a dancer only when dance chooses you.
That's
100
true.
of you can join the dance, but only dance chooses one, or not even one sometime. So, may I request all of you to make sure that you put enough efforts so that the dance chooses you. And then, after when dance chooses you, the kind of revelation that you get about dance, you
Yes.
love it. Every moment you love it, and that's a fantastic part of it. Please save this interview and send me across. I would
Yes, sir.
share it.
Sure, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir. I'll definitely
Thank you.
share it with you, and thank you so much, sir. Thanks a
Thank you
lot,
so
and
much.
namaste
All
once
the best.
again.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I think that was a wonderful session. Even I never thought that this session would go such a beautiful way. I'll definitely share this video. I'll definitely save this video. Please do view it again, and I hope everybody have got a huge amount of knowledge and learning from this session. I hope so, and I thank each one of you personally for being with us and joining the session. Thank you so much, and stay safe, stay home. Namaste.
His presence and motivational talks have always been an inspiration to millions. An exceptional performer who works hard to maintain the divinity and to maintain the essence of the classical dance traditions of India. An artist par excellence, Natyacharya Dr VASANTH Kiran, an exceptional dancer who has created a benchmark in the field of Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi by his extreme dedication towards these art forms. It is truly an honor and privilege to host such a prestigious guru. We thank Dr. VASANTH Kiran for giving us such a wonderful opportunity. To know more about art and artists, like, share and subscribe to Muziarts. Namaste.